Welcome to another exciting episode of KOS. And today I bring you a statue from one of Marvel's best rated and best revered movies. I bring you the statue of Captain America from the Winter Soldier EX version. This statue is so phenomenal. Sideshow did a great job with this premium format, and I must go into why this statue was purchased and how it came to be in my collection. But let's go over the origins of this statue and why it's so important. So, if you didn't know, Captain America the Winter Soldier is a sophomore movie of Chris Evans reprising his role as Captain America. The first movie, Captain America the First Avenger, it was an origins tale. And it was a little slow, a little tedious. It gave you the Red Skull and the Tesseracts and stuff like that, and it introduced a couple of things. But Captain America has always been integral in the Marvel Universe. And I thought the Winter Soldier actually showed you a lot of firsts and a lot of things that needed to be done and fleshed out, especially with this character, to show you his strength and his breadth, right? So let's get to a couple of the scenes. Now, Captain America shows a lot of close combat fighting techniques. And what I've noticed in that movie, the cinematography with the action and the visceral combat was top notch. It's probably the best one in the Marvel Universe when it came to that close action combat. And that's where Captain America shines the most. Like the scene where he's in the elevator and he has over, it has to be at least 10 to 15 specially trained agents fighting him in the elevator by himself. And Captain America proceeds to fight them off. They're using stun weapons. They're using trying to shackle him. He didn't even use his shield in that fight in that elevator. Now, the next scene, which I believe this is where the statue gets its base from, gets the toss, gets the whole action scene where they captured it from. They knew that scene was very important. Is the scene when the Queen Jet comes to confront Captain America as he's leaving the SHIELD building on his Captain America motorcycle that I had when I was a child. Captain America proceeded to systematically break down, I don't know, I guess it's those Queen Jets is like $1 billion. Army Tactical Unit Queen Jet. Systematically. You're talking about the peak version of a human being. The absolute apex of a fighter. So when that scene was done, and rightfully so, you must make a statue of that. That must be done. You know, a couple of scenes where he was fighting the Winter Soldier. When he fought the Winter Soldier, when they were in the middle of the street, and you notice that it had nothing but tight combat. In the middle of the scene, the Winter Soldier flips the knife up, catches it in his hand to go from a stabbing motion to like a downward slashing motion. An incredible fight scene. And you know Captain America at that point in time, weapon not in hand, the shield was off to the side, was holding his own. Incredible movie, incredible statue. Let's get into the statue. Let's get into why that I said I needed to have this statue. Well, the movie is the #1 reason. And two, I started collecting the Marvel Universe, the MCU's universe Sideshow statues, like the Incredible Hulk. I'm still debating on that Thor. That Thor looks very bad. an Iron Man that I got, and Captain America. And I thought that was important in my collection. With this one, it was also important because they debuted the stealth Captain America with the stealth shield. It was amazing. The EX version of this is amazing. Now, I must say, I'm not a fan of the portraits. The portrait is an accurate portrait of Chris Evans, but the face is very stoic. It's very nonchalant. If you're in an action pose throwing a shield, the same thing with the mouth on the one with the helmet on. A very stoic face. I would like a grimace as he's tossing the shield, but they did get down the shield perfectly. They did, with the base, have the broken Quinjet here, because you're not going to get a full Quinjet. And the base has the Sentinel of Liberty right there. You also had got the new suit, the infiltrator suit, where he fought Balrog on top of the ship when he infiltrated the ship. It was a lot of instances in that movie that showed you how good the Captain America really truly is. The paint application on the statue is really good. It's top notch, but at the same time, it's very simplistic. So you have a lot of lines that's inside and a lot of details that you have to be up close. Now, from a distance, it loses those details. But when you get up close on the statue, all the details shine through. It's very simplistic, but the devil is in the details with this statue. Like the shield on the chest, the star on the chest. It's a very little minute details around the star that you wouldn't see from a distance, but when you get up close on the statue, you can actually appreciate it, like the gloves and the fingertips. It's a very well done statue, very underrated, and it's also mixed media. All the leather on the statue, like the leather on the belt, the leather on the straps in the back, on the shield holder, all the leather on the statue is actually leather base. So it's a very good statue. I'm not gonna lie, I do have more Captain Americas that I am going to show. This is fundamentally probably the best MCU Captain America, not the best Captain America from Sideshow, and XM has a pretty good Captain America as well. So, but I do actually love the statue. So this is the part in the video where I'm gonna ask you to like, follow, and subscribe, and also go to lordsofgaming.net, where we have a ton of writers, a ton of opinion pieces. We have all new consoles coming out this year. So anytime you want any new information on any games coming out, present or in the future, go to lordsofgaming.net, where we are sure to make sure you stay up to date. And also watch Lord Cognito and Evantis on The Last Word. Destiny is in a transition going into the September DLC Big Bang out right now, and they just released a new season. So right now I'm in the middle of the grind of the season. I'm trying to max out to 100%, so you can catch me on Destiny playing and also watching and listening to The Last Word on every week you can get your podcast. It is the best damn Destiny podcast that you didn't hear. So get a chance to go do that. And also hit that join button. Hit that join button. You know where that join button is. The join button is right there at the bottom. And when you hit the join button, you get a chance to see all the stuff that is afforded to members of the realm. That stuff in the background, videos that we do post. You also get videos early. You have special emojis when you watch us live on Iron Lord's podcast, Sunday at 1 p.m. It's been phenomenal, and I can't wait to bring you another statue next week from my collection. Stay collecting.
I rule.